Okay, thank you guys for participating in the quiz exercise that we just had. I'm so much impressed by your performances, and I want to say it's time to clap yourself. Tap yourself on the chest and say, I made it. All right, so let's look into what we have for today. And who can guess what it is? Here, the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. The lion, the witch, and the wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. All right. Before we continue, I would like to take us through some certain things. Let's see. First, I would like us to. Who can tell me what this is? I mean, what is this? A lion. Okay. What kind of lion is this? Asian, white, African? Asian. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. And this? Yes? Yeah? And you? Okay. Which? Do you know? Which? It's all right. Don't worry. We're gonna read the story, and we will know all about that. And the next one, what is this? Wardrobe. Wardrobe. That's correct. Wardrobe. And can you see something there that looks like a reflection of something? Can you see it? Where? If you can see it, just point. This, yeah, you got it. What picture is that? A lion. Wow, yeah. Does a lion have two legs? Okay, that's a story. It's a story for another day. And this. Who do you think this man is? Okay, don't worry. He is C.S. Lewis. Now tell me, guys, what do you think? I mean, what is the relationship between these pictures? What connects them together? Can you think? What do you think connects them together? I mean, what's the relationship between all the pictures here? Yes? Okay, you? Oh, you want to try again? Okay. Yes, you got it. That's they all are connected to the story we're gonna read today. Which story are we gonna read? What is the title again? The title. You can look at the pictures and you know. The lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, for today's lesson, we're gonna be looking into all of this here. First, you will identify the main characters, setting, and plot of the story, and after that, you're gonna answer some comprehension questions about the chapter of the book. And by the way, we are only gonna read because it's a voluminous story, so we are just gonna read only a portion of the chapter of chapter 1. Okay, so you after the reading, you're going to answer some comprehensive questions, and you will learn and use some new vocabulary words, from the text. And then finally, you're going to express your opinions and preferences about the story and the genre. Okay, and finally, you're going to write a creative paragraph based on the story. Are we ready to do that? How many of you want to listen to the story? If it's an interesting story, okay, don't worry. It's a very interesting story. I bet you will like it when you read it. How many of you would like to read the whole story? Okay, I think from chapter 1, you will begin to build your interest because it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy made by C.S. Lewis. Okay, so it's okay. Let's continue. I'm going to give us my papers here that contain the story, chapter 1 of the story. Okay, and after that, you will follow along as I read. Okay? You will follow along as I read. Do you understand? All right. Can you repeat what I said? I'm going to give us these papers. And when you get yours, what are you going to do with it? You will follow along as I do what? As I read. Thank you so much. Okay. Please pass it on to the next person. Please pass it on to the next person. And please pass it on to the next person. Thank you. Okay, I have my own copy on my phone, so I'm gonna read through it. Why I'm using my phone is because I will kind of zoom it in a little bit. I'm becoming old these days. So I will zoom in and be able to see all the stories. So again, I'm gonna read, and you are gonna listen and follow along. Okay, follow along. I've given you the papers. If you don't have any paper, raise your hand, please. If you don't have a paper, okay. Everyone has the story, chapter 1. All right. So as I'm reading, please follow along. And also, while we are reading, if you come across any word that you are not familiar with, please underline it, okay? Because during the vocabulary part of it, we will also look into them one by one. Even though as I'm reading through, I will still be explaining some certain parts of the story and even some vocabularies, okay? And new words. Thank you. All right, are we ready? Okay. Chapter 1. Lucy looks into a wardrobe. Once there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. Whose name were what? Lucy? Peter? Huh? Edmund? Yes, again? Susan. You got it, Susan. Okay, so let's continue. This story is about something that happened to them when they were sent away from London during the war because of the air raids. Because of the air raids. Who can tell me what an air raid is? Air raid? Air raid. Yes? Oh, bombing with what? Oh, bombing with air flight. Okay, thank you. Air flight, okay. Okay, we can call it a war plane. Okay, thank you. Let's continue. They were sent to the house of an old professor who lived in the heart of the country, 10 miles from the nearest railway station and 2 miles from the nearest post office. How many miles from the nearest? How many miles from the nearest railway station? 10 miles. That's correct. That's correct. Thank you. And how many miles from the, oh, okay, let's put it this way. 2 miles from the nearest what? Post office. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's continue. He had no wife, and he lived in a very large house with a housekeeper called Mrs. Macready. Called Mrs. Macready. Who is Mrs. Macready? What does she do? She's a housekeeper. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Housekeeper. And 3